Hey guys, in this video we're going to do another creating equations problem from SAT Math with no calculator. And creating equations problems are basically exactly what they sound like. They're problems where the SAT gives you some paragraph like this one right here, and then they ask you to write an equation. And we can tell just by looking at the answer choices that these are all linear equations. And in particular, they're all linear equations that are in slope-intercept form, or y is equal to mx plus b form. In this case, the x is actually t, so we're in y is equal to mt plus b form. Doesn't make a difference, it's just a different variable. So m in slope-intercept form, that's always the slope, or the rate of change. B is always the y-intercept. If you guys want to try the question on your own, this is a good point to pause the video. I'm going to get started. Oil and gas production in a certain area dropped from 4 million barrels in 2000 to 1.9 million barrels in 2013. Assuming that oil and gas production decreased at a constant rate, which of the following linear functions best models the production in millions of barrels t years after the year 2000? So something to pay attention to here is that they're asking for the oil and gas production t years after the year 2000. So what that means is that we can think of the year 2000 as year 0, and we can think of the year 2001 as year 1, 2002 as year 2, 2003 as year 3, all the way up to 2013 as year 13. So they tell us that 4 million barrels are made in the year 2000. So in the year 2000, or at 0, they make 4 million barrels. So this is like an ordered pair. This is our first point. And in the year 2013, they make 1.9 million barrels. So basically what they've given us is 2 points, and they're asking us to use those 2 points to write an equation in slope-intercept form. So the first thing that we want to do to write that equation is just to find the slope. So we have 2 ordered pairs here, and we can use those ordered pairs to find the slope of the line using the slope formula. And you guys probably remember the slope formula as something like this: m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And this exact formula will work here. Instead of x's, we're using t's because that just happens to be the variable in this problem. So we can rewrite this as m is equal to y2 minus y1 over t2 minus t1. And it doesn't make a difference, we're just writing the variable in a different way. So this 0 here, this is our t1, 13, this is our t2, 4 is our y1, and 1.9 is our y2. So let's plug these values into this formula and get the slope of the line. So we have that m, the slope, is equal to 1.9 minus 4, which is our y2 minus y1, and that's all over 13 minus 0, which is our t2 minus t1. So this is negative 2.1 over 13. And we want to write this fraction as a fraction, so you can't have a decimal in the numerator. So what I'm going to do is multiply the numerator and the denominator by 10, so we can get rid of the decimal in the numerator. Since 10 over 10 is just 1, this isn't going to change the answer at all. It's just going to write it in a nicer way. So our answer for the slope is that it's negative 21 over 130. So if we look at our answer choices, we can actually eliminate any that don't have negative 21 over 130 as the slope. And that's actually all of them except for 1. So the only answer that could possibly be correct is C. So we can stop here. You could always go the extra step and find the y-intercept by, taking the slope, taking a point, and then plugging it into slope-intercept form and solving for b, but that's not really necessary here. And when you're taking the SAT, the most important thing is answering the questions quickly, but also correctly. And since we got to the correct answer, we don't really need to technically finish this problem. We know that the answer is C, and we could just move on to the next question if this were a real test. So that's all for now. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. And if you found this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.